Guys, a new year and new month is upon us, so it's time to list off my top 10 most anticipated 4K and Blu-ray releases of January 2023. Let's do this. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. Today, guys, I get to do one of my favorite segments on the channel. I get to talk about my 10 most anticipated Blu-ray and 4K titles coming out in the month of January 2023. It's hard to believe this entire year has gone by already. 2022 went by so fast. I started this segment in January 2022. Here we are a year later talking about another incredible start to the year because there are so many great releases coming out this month. I actually did not anticipate this month being a big month for physical media, but when I was looking into it, I was like, damn, I got a lot of stuff to cover here today. But look, before we get into it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It is a new year or getting ready to be a new year. So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't joined the Mid-Level Media Community channel, this is a good time to do it. It's the start of the year. What better time to start your journey with Mid-Level Media here on this channel than the beginning of 2023? So hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. Make it your New Year's resolution to start hitting the like button more. It's definitely very important. Helps out the channels and the algorithms, not just my video, but everybody's video on YouTube. Hit that like button and then comment down below, guys. There's a lot of stuff coming out this month. Again, I was very surprised when I got into this. I was like, damn, this is actually hard to make a 10 most anticipated. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I got honorable mentions, other notable titles, but let me know what some of your favorites are. Well, let me know what some of the ones that you are most anticipating in that comment section below. Your top 5, your top 10, your top 20, whatever you got to tell me, let me know in that comment section below. Let's get into it. Let's talk about my number 1 most anticipated title coming out in the month of January 2023, and that is the Groundhog Day 4K Steelbook, the 30th anniversary edition 4K Steelbook coming out on January the 10th from Sony. This is going to be $24.96. So this is going to be, I'm pretty sure this is adding in Dolby Vision, because usually Sony, when they put out the Steelbooks, the new sets, they add in Dolby Vision where it didn't exist before, because Groundhog Day already has a 4K release. I actually don't own it in the collection. This gives me a good excuse to buy Groundhog Day on 4K. So I've seen this movie before, but it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I know it's a fan favorite. A lot of people love this. Some people would say it's Bill Murray's best comedy. But yeah, I'm excited to get this one and watch it for the first time in 4K when it comes out on January the 10th. And next up, my second most anticipated coming out this month is the Dunwich Horror, coming out on Blu-ray from Arrow Video on January the 10th. This is going to be $27.99. So I don't know very much about this movie at all, but Arrow Video always does quality releases. And when I was reading the synopsis on this, I don't remember what it was about now, but when I was doing my Arrow Video revealed for the month of January, I was talking about this title. And when I was reading the synopsis, it actually sounded pretty interesting. So I am looking forward to this one. I think this movie came out sometime in the 70s too. So 70s horror always has a nice, creepy atmosphere to it. So I'm looking forward to checking out the Dunwich Horror for the first time when it comes out on Blu-ray from Arrow Video. So let's get into my third most anticipated. We're going to get into some Tommy Lee Jones, Ashley Judd action. That kind of sounded weird. With Double Jeopardy coming out on 4K from Paramount Presents, from Paramount, but a part of the Paramount Presents line. And this is coming out on January the 17th for $34.99. So always looking forward to picking up the latest Paramount Presents. I have not seen Double Jeopardy in a long time. This is another one I remember watching when it came out. I feel like this is one that a lot of people say doesn't hold up as well. But again, I want to watch this one again on 4K. I'm sure it's going to have a great transfer. I think this movie has an imprint release actually, but it does not have another 4K release. This is the first time this movie is being put out on 4K, and it's a part of the Paramount Presents line. So Paramount Presents has been doing great work. I really enjoyed The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, and I enjoyed Blue Hawaii. Like, that was a great release. That was one of my, if you haven't checked out my top 10 4Ks of 2022, that actually had a pretty prominent spot on that list. That was a great release. So Paramount Presents does a great job with their 4Ks from what I've seen. So I'm looking forward to checking out Double Jeopardy on 4K when it comes out on January the 17th. And now getting into my number 4, we're going back into some more Steelbook action, and that is the Cloverfield 4K Steelbook coming out on January the 17th from Paramount for $27.99. Now this is a really nice looking Steelbook, and this is another one it kind of pays sometimes to not buy every single 4K because I don't own Cloverfield on 4K. So now the 4K Steelbook's coming out gives me a reason to buy this movie on 4K in a nice, cool, aesthetic packaging Steelbook edition. Like, this artwork looks fantastic, and I think it's going to be another Steelbook like the Event Horizon Steelbook with the plastic slipcover, not the cardboard ones that they've been doing recently with the Running Man with the ring. So I think it's going to be a plastic one. It looks that way anyway from the pictures, but I love Cloverfield. I remember seeing that movie in the theaters back in 2008. Absolutely blew my mind. This is the 15th anniversary edition Steelbook, and it just looks awesome. So I'm really looking forward to upgrading Cloverfield, watching it on 4K for the first time, and that comes out on January the 17th. Now, getting into my 5th most anticipated for the month. I actually forgot this one was coming out this month, but when I saw it, I was like, damn, I'm actually really excited to watch this movie because I've never seen it. It's a big classic movie, big classic like action movie starring legendary action hero Charles Bronson, and that is Death Wish, coming out on 4K on January the 24th from Kino Lorber for $27.99. Now, Vinegar Syndrome did Death Wish 2, and now Kino Lorber's doing the first Death Wish. So I need to watch Death Wish on 4K from Kino Lorber, and then I'll decide if I want to pick up the 4K from Vinegar Syndrome. But yeah, Death Wish, this is a big movie that I have not seen, so I'm very excited to watch this one for the first time. And Kino Lorber, I always love buying from them. They do a great job with their 4K releases. I love the packaging on the 4K releases, and this just looks excellent. So $27.99 is going to be the price on that one, and I am super excited to pick up Death Wish on 4K when it comes out on January the 24th. And now getting into my 6th most anticipated, we're getting into a really cool horror release right here with the Dennis 2 movie collection. And this is coming out on January the 24th from Lionsgate as part of the Vestron video line for $12.99, which is an incredible price point. You get 2 movies in this set. You get the Dennis and you get the Dennis 2, which are 2 horror movies that I have never seen. So again, I'm excited to pick this one up and watch both of these movies for the first time. But $12.99, guys, think about that. Think about the work that Lionsgate Vestron Video has been doing. Like the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies just came out for $11.99, which is incredible. And this is coming out for $12.99. 2 movies. It's just incredible what Vestron Lionsgate is doing with their pricing, just making stuff super affordable for physical media fans. So I'm just loving what they're doing right now. And this looks like an incredible set. I love the artwork on it as well. Let's go ahead and get into my number 7 most anticipated, and that is The Last American Virgin, coming out on Blu-ray on January the 24th from MVD Rewind, which is yet another line that I love collecting for. I don't have all the MVD rewinds, but I'm trying to fill in the gaps. It's coming out for $18.88. So the reason I'm interested in this one, this is a sex comedy that came out in 1982, and again, the same year that Fast Times at Ridgemont High came out. So I kind of imagine, I'm just kind of thinking that this is going to be a movie kind of in the same vein as Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I love that movie. So I'm thinking that maybe I'll enjoy this one as well. But again, it's got some great cover art on it, and I just feel like I've heard some good things about this movie. So I'm looking forward to The Last American Virgin, coming out on Blu-ray on January the 24th from MVD Rewind. So let's go ahead and get into my 8th most anticipated releases coming out in the month of January. Just tons of heavy hitters coming out this month. We're going to dive back into Lionsgate and talk about Belly, coming out on 4K on January the 24th from Lionsgate. You're getting a 4K for $17.99. Again, with the pricing with Lionsgate, guys, it's just so on point. And you're getting a 4K Steelbook, which looks incredible for $21.99 as well. There's some great Steelbooks coming out this month, but I love the Steelbook, the design of this one. Another fire Lionsgate Steelbook. But Belly is another movie. It's starring DMX from 1998 that I have not seen, so I'm excited to check this one out for the first time. And again, you cannot go wrong with Lionsgate. They usually do great transfers, and their packaging's fantastic. And I love this Steelbook. I cannot wait to get it in the collection. And now let's talk about my 9th most anticipated releases coming out this month. And we're going to talk about some Scream Factory with Dawn of the Dead getting a 4K release. Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead from 2004 getting a 4K release from Scream Factory on January the 31st for $29.99. Now, Scream Factory's actually got quite a bit of stuff coming out in the month of January, and we'll talk about it here in a second, but none of the other stuff is worthy of my 10 most anticipated. But Dawn of the Dead, I am really looking forward to watching in 4K. I love this movie. I saw this movie in theaters for a long time. This was my favorite Zack Snyder movie. I think Man of Steel surpassed it for me. But I love Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Like, this is the first time for me that zombies became scary. Like, I was legitimately terrified watching this movie in the theater back in 2004. So I am really looking forward to watching this movie, especially because I did not get the Scream Factory edition that they put out a few years ago that had all the special features. So I just have the regular standard Blu-ray of it. So this will be a great upgrade for me to get to watch this movie in 4K from Scream Factory with all the special features. I cannot wait to own this one in the collection for sure. And lastly, guys, my 10th most anticipated that's coming out this month is The Italian Job, coming out on 4K on January the 31st from Kino Lorber for $27.99. So another great looking Kino Lorber release. Now, I've seen the remake of The Italian Job, but I have not seen the original with Michael Caine. I know I should be ashamed of myself, but I'm hoping to rectify that this month when I watch this movie for the first time on 4K when it comes out. But there you have it, guys. That is my 10 most anticipated coming out in the month of January. Let's go ahead and dive into some of my honorable mentions because, like I said, there is a lot of stuff that's coming out this month, and some of these could have easily made it into my 10 most anticipated, but they just fell short for one reason or another. But I do plan on getting most of these. Black Adam's coming out on 4K and Blu-ray and getting a steelbook on January the 3rd from Warner Brothers. The 4K is $29.96, the Blu-ray is $24.96, and the 4K Steelbook is $35.99. So I didn't get a chance to see this one in theaters, and I was curious about this one. I am a fan of The Rock, and I already have this in my possession, so I'm getting ready to watch this one and check it out with my son. So I am, again, not excited enough to put this in my top 10, but it's good enough to make my honorable mentions. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen is coming to 4K from the Criterion Collection on January the 3rd, and this is going to be $34.79 for the 4K and $21.30 for the Blu-ray. So this is a Terry Gilliam film, and I've heard some great things about it. So it's possible, just so I can give Criterion some love this month, that I might pick this one up on 4K. But this one, more so than any of the other ones in my honorable mentions, is kind of a long shot for me to actually purchase because we do have Criterion sales, and I might just wait till it goes on sale to pick it up. The Friday the 13th, the final chapter. This one almost made my 10 most anticipated. The final chapter is getting a beautiful looking Blu-ray steelbook on January the 10th from Paramount for $17.99. So I know I already own the final chapter like 3 or 4 different ways, but I love these steelbooks. I just love the design, the classic poster on the front, and you get a cool quote on the back. So I will absolutely be picking this up. I love the fact that they're redoing all the Paramount Friday the 13th with these Blu-ray steelbooks. I cannot wait till they get to Jason Takes Manhattan. I get that on a steelbook. That'll be amazing. But the final chapter, I'm definitely excited to pick that one up on January the 10th. We also got Missing in Action Trilogy on Blu-ray. This is a Chuck Norris action trilogy. I think these movies came out in the 80s. It's coming out on January the 17th from Kino Lorber. Kino Lorber is absolutely, from the looks of it, they are absolutely killing it this month. This is going to be $42.99 for these 3 films in this box set, but I think you can also buy them individually. So I've heard great things about these movies, so it's very possible I just go ahead and pick up this box set release and check these out. I'm really excited. I need to check out more Chuck Norris. I have not watched enough Chuck Norris. My favorite Chuck Norris movie is Sidekicks. Hopefully we get a 4K announcement for that in January from Vinegar Syndrome. We haven't gotten the Vinegar Syndrome announcements yet, and I'm hoping that was on the list because we've gotten a tease for that. A 4K of Sidekicks with Chuck Norris, Jonathan Brandis would be absolutely amazing. That would jump to the top of my most anticipated for the month for sure. They Live is getting a 4K Steelbook on January the 17th. Like I said, this is the month of Steelbooks from Scream Factory for $27.99. I usually don't double dip for the Scream Factory Steelbooks, but I love They Live so much that I might just go ahead and get this, and I love the artwork on it, so it's very possible that I pick up this steelbook for sure. Event Horizon's getting a 4K, just a regular standard 4K edition on January the 31st from Paramount for $19.99. It's an awesome looking cover. Again, this Event Horizon's another movie that I own multiple times. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, I have the 4K steelbook, so I love the cover on this, and I love the movie. I'm just super nostalgic for this movie. Saw it in the theaters. I know it's not the best movie in the world, but I really enjoy it. So I'm probably going to double dip and grab this Event Horizon 4K just because I love the slipcover. Call me crazy, guys, but I'm going to get it for the slipcover. It looks amazing. Bones and All is getting a Blu-ray on January the 31st from Warner Brothers for $34.98. Now that's a little bit of a steep price, but I am looking forward to checking this one out. Now this is a Luca Guadagnino film, and he did the Suspiria remake, which I absolutely love that remake. I love the original, but I love the remake. He also did Call Me By Your Name, which I didn't love, but I did appreciate. I thought it was a very well-made movie. This one's got an interesting concept. It's got Timothée Chalamet in it. It's like a cannibal love story or something. So I am looking forward to checking this one out. I feel like I've heard some good things about it. So that's my honorable mentions. Let's go ahead and just get into some of the other notable titles that's coming out this month. Just stuff that I'm probably not going to pick up, but I'm just going to go ahead and call out. Pray for the Devil's coming out on January the 3rd from Lionsgate. It's getting a 4K for $29.99 and a Blu-ray for $19.96. We also have Ouija coming out on 4K on January the 10th from Screen Factory for $27.99. And they couldn't even bother to put a slipcover on the damn thing. Why would you put out Ouija on 4K anyway? You're not even putting a slipcover on. Absolutely crazy with the Screen Factory slate this month. Wrath of Man's getting a 4K on January the 17th from Shout Factory for $27.99. I do want to check this movie out, but I don't know if I need a 4K of it. If I'm going to get it, I might just get the regular standard edition Blu-ray. The Menu's coming out on Blu-ray on January the 17th from Disney for $19.99. I saw this movie in the theater, so I don't feel the need to pick it up right away. I will get it at some point. I did enjoy the movie, but I'm not going to grab this one in January. Freaky's coming out on 4K on January the 24th from Screen Factory for $27.99. I would want to buy this movie, but first off, I don't even think I own this on Blu-ray. I feel like Blu-ray would be good enough, but the 4K for $27.99 without a special collector's edition, no slipcover, I'm gonna pass on this one for sure. But I did enjoy the movie Freaky. I just didn't love it enough to get it. The Scream Factory 4K edition coming out on January the 24th. We also have Men at Work getting a Blu-ray edition on January the 24th from MVD Rewind for $17.99. We have Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge getting a 4K on January the 24th from Full Moon Features. Forget this price right here, guys. $59.99 for this release. So they didn't do Puppet Master 1 and 2 in 4K, but they are jumping straight to a 4K release of Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge. So I have seen the first 5 Puppet Masters, but it's been forever. I might pick this up at some point just to see what they do with this 4K transfer of a Puppet Master movie, but I'm not in any hurry to pick up a Puppet Master movie on 4K for $60. That's for sure. Young Sherlock Holmes getting a Blu-ray Steelbook on January the 31st from Paramount for $17.99. I know a lot of people are really excited about that one. Crimes of the Future is getting a 4K release on January the 31st from Decal Releasing for $24.99. And with that, guys, we are done with January 2023. I am super excited for this month. Obviously, there's a lot of other titles coming out in the month of January. I don't have time to go into them all, but that's what the Physical Media Report is for, guys. Every single Monday, I cover all the new announcements, all the new releases that are coming out every single week. So definitely be sure to stay tuned every single Monday for my Physical Media Report, and I'll cover all the releases as they come out from week to week. But appreciate you guys watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Comment down below, guys, some of your most anticipated coming out this month. I definitely want to hear about it in the comment section below. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.